Okay, welcome everybody. Today is December 14th, 2023. Welcome to the Sovryn Community Call, episode 59, the last community call of the year. We've got plenty of exciting things to go over with you guys, everything from community awards, 2024 Sovryn Roadmap, as well as the Sovryn Layer. So everyone, please, if you're not speaking, keep yourselves muted. I'm going to welcome to the stage Idan Yago.
Thank you, Ingemar. And hello, Sovereigns, and welcome to the 59th community.
Is anyone else having like feedback issues with Idan's sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Major.
Okay, maybe you want to unplug and plug back in, Yago, or try some other microphone option?
Give me a moment. How about now?
It's still a bit scratchy for whatever reason.
Terrible.
It kind of sounds like like that Iron Man song, I Am Iron Man. It's like very,
Can you guys hear me well now?
now
Better.
Sorry, can you say again?
Now it's good.
Loud and clear.
All right. Well, I'm having some trouble hearing you guys, but we'll move ahead anyway. All right. So with that, welcome, Sovereigns, to the 59th community call and last community call for 2023. We're going to be we're going to sum up a lot of the work that we've done in this community call. And part of what we're going to be discussing today is pre-announcement. It's stuff that shouldn't yet go public, because when we announce, we should announce properly. And so I'm going to ask you, and we do this relatively rarely, but it's important when we do it, that the parts of the call today that are not going to be published, that you guys not record them and not publish them, because we need to, as a community, stay within the cone of silence. And with that, let's get started. So,
normal agent, can you please mute yourself? Or normal jet?
I can hardly hear you. Can you say again?
No, there's still some people unmuted, so I'm trying to get them to mute themselves. If someone can help me mute these people. Thank you. All right, proceed.
All right. Okay, so what brought us to Bitcoin was the sense that finally here was something that was pure and incorruptible. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, what has made us sovereigns and drawn us to this project has been the feeling that we have collectively dragged the corruption of the old centralized world into Bitcoin. And we see it in centralized exchanges and services. We see it in the Sam Bankman-Frieds of the world. We see it in the Larry Finks. And so we as a community, I think, came together and are bound certainly together by an understanding that a different future is possible with Bitcoin. An understanding that unfortunately is shared by too few and understood by even fewer. And what we have is more than an understanding. We also have consistently demonstrated the grit and the determination to build this future. Now, early on, before anyone else, we predicted that it would be possible to use Bitcoin without trusted intermediaries, to do it with DeFi. We predicted that rollups would make it possible to build anything on Bitcoin, and we predicted that this was the path. This was the path to hyper-Bitcoinization. And we were able to predict this future because we determined to invent it. So, even as early as the Black Paper, we set out a plan that encompasses this entire vision. Even 3 years ago, we described how we would start with DeFi and then expand to building the infrastructure needed for rollups and to trustlessly bridge and use BTC in these ecosystems, and that this would allow us to build a global financial operating system secured by Bitcoin. We were ambitious, but not delusional. We realized even then that we were a ragtag team of misfits and that the technology wasn't yet ready. So we came up with a plan that would allow us to scale our project to achieve our ambitions. And the plan was quite simple. First, we would build a suite of decentralized applications allowing us and anyone to start using their Bitcoin without having to go through corruptible, centralized intermediaries. Then, we would build the permissionless infrastructure required for trustless smart contract rollups on Bitcoin. And having developed that infrastructure, we would use it in the final phase to bring hyper-Bitcoinization, to build a world in Bitcoin, to allow Bitcoin to become the new superpower, the new jurisdiction, perhaps replacing the US. A sovereign nation is what we started describing ourselves as, with its own economy, its own court system, citizenships, and the ability to protect those citizens, and eventually an archipelago of sovereign cities dotting the globe. A big vision with many steps in between. And to many people, such a big vision sounds impossible. But we know that Bitcoin also sounded impossible, and it also sounded impossible to build on Rootstock of all places, which at the time was a dead chain without any activity. And not just to build, but to build the leading DeFi Bitcoin platform. In this period of time, we've built out trading, and we've built out lending, and we've built out Bitcoin-backed stablecoins, and we've innovated in the kinds of lending available, and we've created the ability for people to see and to have NFTs, and we've created integrations with other chains and with Lightning, fast BTC, governance for our community, and a sense of community with community values. All of this has been built out, allowing us to today on Rootstock, as a series of dApps on Rootstock, to be 150% larger in terms of TVL and significantly more than that in terms of trade volume than the entire Stacks ecosystem. In fact, larger than Stacks in Liquid and all of the rest of the sidechain world in aggregate. And so we've convincingly proven phase one. And we intend to continue to maintain that lead. And part of maintaining that lead is moving into phase two. And that means kicking off phase two, permissionless infrastructure, in 2024. And that's the topic of today's call. But today is also the last call of 2023. And so before we dive further into that, I'd like to invite French Victory to honor and celebrate some members of the community who allowed us to get to where we are now.
Thank you very much, Iago. Today is a lot about thanking our community. Sovryn has a lot of outstanding community member, but some of us took special action and took special care of others. Those people stand out even from the outstanding. We would like to bestow community honors upon these members, and we inscribed special Dragon ordinals on the Bitcoin main chain, which we will send to all of you mentioned to your Taproot wallet. Can we go to the next slide? Capitalist 42. For being proactive about Zero, one of our most significant products, and for planning a SIP proposal, as well as being an active and vocal community member, we would like to honor you with this ordinal dragon. Lactarius, you've been here since the beginning, and you are always contributing in the Spanish and English communities, always making great and interesting contribution for the community across all channels. We are very, very happy to honor you with this ordinal dragon. Legosi, constantly positive. You run the Spanish speaking Twitter, Sovryn ES. You host Spanish language spaces. and you're spreading the word in conferences and being one of the most active sovereigns there is. It is a privilege to honor you with this ordinal dragon. Sacro, you communicate with people across all channels. You launched the first ever Bitocracy 3.0 SIP, and you communicated on behalf of Sovryn with IOV Labs, makers of Rootstock. Again, it is my privilege to honor you with this ordinal dragon. And finally, Travis Trades. Possibly the most positive person there is in the world, but surely in our community. Constantly happy, always helping out new users, and very, very bullish on Twitter, which is very, very important. I'm very, very happy to honor you with this ordinal dragon. You guys are the first Sovryn Citizens, which is a new initiative which we will expand very, very lightly at the end of this, and at length at the next community call. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Yago, back to you.
Huge shout out to Capitalist, Nectarius, Legosi, Sacro, Travis Trades, outstanding members of an outstanding community. If we could get a round of applause for them. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. And now, Sovereigns, back to the future. So, from this point on, we will not be publishing the recording because this is a discussion that we want to have with the community, and as a community first. It's a significant milestone, and it's something that when we announce, we should announce together as a community. What we would like to do is be able to start revealing more and more of this, as well as additional technical details, which we won't be able to cover today, probably, starting January, beginning of next year.